Okay, so in this lesson I'm going to show you how to get your character hit by your enemy. So if he gets hit in the right, he'll fall to the left, and so on and so forth. So what we want to do is, first of all, is go to our viewport, and I've made two boxes, okay? Box right, box left. So I just added a component, typed in box, resized them, renamed them, and I positioned them here. So I haven't put them right down to the feet because we want to jump on the character or enemy's head, and that might interfere with that script, and so it might think that, you know, the player's getting hurt rather than dealing enemy damage, really. So in our event graph, once we've got those set up, what we want to do is, this is basically going to be the same thing, so we might as well just do it for one and then I'll copy it across for the other. So have our box right selected and hit this plus icon for on begin or on component begin overlap. So what we want to do is check what class is hitting it, and we want to make sure that it's our enemy class. Okay, so we're going to pull out from our other actor, type in class, we're going to get class, and we're going to say is equal to, and then I'm just going to type in enemy. You might have named your class something else. If you have multiple enemy types, you can pull out from this boolean and type in and you've got an and boolean, so it's saying, like, you know, this here class plus, you could pull out another actor and get another class, so you can have, like, you know, as many enemies as you want contributing to this. And then we'll pull out a branch from this. Okay, true or false. So if it's true, we're going to do something. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch the player, kind of like we did with our bounce script. So launch character. It's going to plug in there. Z, I'm going to put to 300, and X I'll put to minus 300. So let's see if this works to start off with. Oh, it does. There's a few things that we want to have happen though, because we don't want our character to get hit all the time. So if I walk in here, you can see he's getting hit quite a bit. What we want to do is we want to create a variable, and I've created one down here, and it's called isHurt. It's just a boolean, okay, and it's just going to check if we've been hurt or not. So I'm going to pull this out now. I'm going to get it. I'm going to pull out another branch from here. So we've kind of got two branches going into each other, and we're going to plug our isHurt into this one. So is he hurt? Yes. Is he hurt? Yes. Do nothing. Okay, so we kind of want a cooldown period. So is he not hurt? False goes in here. And what we want to have happen is when he's hurt, okay, so if that's false, and then if it's our character getting hurt, we want to pull this out and disable input. Launch our character. We also want to bring out our isHurt, and we're going to set it. So he's gotten hurt, set that to true. So that means now this, if it gets hit by another character true, it's going to do nothing. And then we're going to delay by something like a second, or even longer, 0.5. Again, you can tweak this, and we're going to set our hurt to false, and we're going to enable input so we can move again. Compile and press play. So hurt, can't move, and then after a second it can. Okay. So what we want to do then is also add in that we're taking damage, and if you remember, we've done our health decrease up here. So what we can do is we can grab that, copy it, and just before the launch character, plug that in there. So when it sets the health, plug that into launch character. So now it's checking, you know, do we have health? Yes. Decrease health, launch character. If not, you're dead. And I'll just say disable input again. So it's pretty long now. So we've got this branch here to start, just checking if we're hurt. If we're not hurt, then it is going to hurt us by disabling input first, setting the hurt to true, taking health off us, and if we've got no more health, it's just automatically disabling input, launching our character, delaying that whole thing for 1.5 seconds, setting hurt to false again, then enabling input. So if I press play now, do this until I'm dead. How much health is that taking off? 10. I'm just going to print my health just to make sure that it is working. 90. Yeah, it is. So that will go down and then it will set me as dead. So with the box left, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to begin overlap. I'm going to move that just under my right box one. And all I'm going to do is grab all this, copy paste, and plug that in to there. And instead of going 300 minus 300, we're going to go 300. So now this should get me one back. So there are a few tweaks I probably should make to this, probably concerning like the Z height. Could make that bigger or shorter, but in the main, that's how you take damage. Oh, one other thing, we're going to add in an animation to this as well. So what I've done is I've gone to my sprites, into my character, and I found this sprite here called 75, made that into a flipbook. It's just called Hurt Flip. I'm going into my blueprints and into my animation enumeration. I'm going to have to add in a hurt slot. Save that. Now if I go back to my 2D character under the animations, see it's got a hurt one. So what I want to do is at the in the middle of these, I want to set that variable animation select. So set that to hurt. Delay for 1.5, and then set that to idle. Again, I'm just going to copy and paste that for the bottom part. Then in my animation, I'm just going to copy and paste this flipbook just to make it easier. So my hurt's going in there, and we're going to get our hurt flip. Let's compile, let's go file, save all, press play. There you go. So he's getting hurt. Okay. So one final thing I did add into this scripting, just because it was starting to launch the character too high, and I kind of realized that was kind of adding in the velocity with this launch character, depending on what way you were looking. So what I did was I made a new variable called direction. It's an integer, And what I did was, in the tick update animation section, I kind of set this depending on what way you're looking. Okay, so in the top set control rotation, I pulled out from that and I set the direction to 1, and then on the bottom one I set it to -1. So if you're looking right, it's 1, if you're looking left, it's -1. And that there again is just in the tick updates animation. So that's rotating the character depending on its velocity. You know, if it's greater than 0, it will look right. If it's less than 0, it will look left, and if it's 0, it will stay put. Then what I did, okay, once I set those integers, is in my take damage script with my launch character, I pulled out my direction, and I got that. Okay, and then I pulled out from that and I hit the multiply key, so that's just the star, and an integer multiplied by float, and I multiply by that -300, and I plugged that into my x velocity. And then down here I got my direction and I multiplied it by 300 and plugged it into my launch velocity. So now when I play in the game and I run into a character, it doesn't launch the player.